Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of The Real Honest Raider. I'm your host, Rick Grimes. And today we've got Sanjit T, Las Vegas Raider Network, YouTube, and he posted this video about his tweet that he posted. And it says, "This is how close the Raiders have been to being 5-0. We've had the ball with the opportunity to go up in all four losses. It's just a matter of time until it clicks, right? And this is why the fan base for particular, groups or organizations have factions of fans that are so brainwashed that doesn't matter what you tell them, they're just only gonna listen to what they want to hear. And so sometimes these platformers like all these Raider channels. Let's just use them, whatever ones you've seen. I'm not going to call them all out. These guys are just uh, giving people what they want to hear because those people realize that telling them what they didn't want to hear doesn't yield as many thumbs ups and how many likes, and doesn't get as much traction as when you give those people their hopium and copium jammed into that rusty needle and just forced into their vein like some crack dealer or some meth dealer. You're dealing fentanyl out there in the form of Raider hopium and copium. That's pretty much just what it is. It's just a different form of a drug. You get your dopamine bump for the day when you get your validation from your local YouTuber, and boy, your day just feels so much better because you're master of the universe. You know all things, right? Except you're not understanding. These people they don't give you honest shit. Like, this guy's not going to give you honest. This question isn't honest. It's all in service of protecting your fragile ego, your fragile mind. So these platformers exploit your weak mental stability, who desperately thrive on validation, and give you what you want. And you give them what they want, which is a thumbs up and a view for the algos and the subscribes, so that AdSense can give them a few more pennies every time you stop by and say, thanks. You know what I mean? And then every time he goes live, you give donos, right? Because this is the guy you started like. I mean, you guys have no idea what you're talking about when you just echo chamber the same shit that this whole huge echo chamber platform does. I am not going to ask you for donos, not going to ask you to fucking sub, not going to ask you to fucking like the video. Don't even really care. Really? I'm here just to post the truth. Whatever the fucking people do out there who's watching this video, amen. Do your thing. That's your right. Do whatever you want. I'm not going to ask you for anything. I'm just going to say the truth. And the truth is, these people aren't very honest. And here we go.
And I want to show you guys the four pictures. Picture one, you guys can see against the Chargers, the score is 19-24.
Yep, 19-24. All right. How about the opening drive when Derek Carr ate a sack? Derek Carr threw it away. Derek Carr threw it behind Darren Waller in the end zone, almost for an interception. If that DB had just turned his head, it could have been a pick six. There was nobody home to cover that one. Derek Carr almost cost us the game there. If he had scored that instead of just a field goal, because Derek Carr is only good between the 20s, right? Between 20 and 20. He's a really decent ball mover between those numbers at times. But after the 20, from the 20 and goal, Derek Carr is one of the worst quarterbacks in the history of football. He's just one of the worst. Over the last 2.5 years, he's averaged just 1.6 or 1.55 touchdowns a game. And the last time he threw 4 touchdowns was in 2018. Like, you're not going to get a game out of Derek Carr. It's not the coaches. It's not the last 30 touchdowns he threw was in 2015. He hasn't even sniffed it since then. In 17 games, he threw 23. I mean, so like you're not going to convince me Derek Carr's any good. Under any circumstance, you could give him Tim Brown, Jerry Rice, and Steve Largent, and Derek Carr would still find a way to lose games because he's not a talented quarterback. he flicks the ball. Every ball he throws is a lob. It's like a grenade. It just rainbows to people. It doesn't have any zip. He doesn't follow through. It's a flicking motion. He throws off his back foot all the time. He's got happy feet. He's just not good. In this game alone, watch my video on the first drive, ladies and gentlemen. I have the highlights of the first drive of this game. Add 4 points because we got a field goal. What's the score? 23. 23-24. Well, I guess we don't have to go to overtime or score a touchdown now. We could just kick a field goal. That's what Derek Carr's really good at. Getting inside the 20 and getting a field goal. But because Derek Carr can't even get a touchdown on an opening drive, where all your plays are scripted and you're rehearsed and you just know how to attack and you're supposed to be doing really good, Derek Carr just is a flunky. And he doesn't score on opening drives often. He usually only plays 2 quarters of a game, right? Defense adjusts to him and he just sucks, right? So miss me on the fact that this was anyone else but Derek Carr's fault, right? And then the next game is just another highlight of Derek Carr playing 2 quarters again, right? We get 2 quarters out of Derek Carr. So let's get into the next one.
3 minutes left.
But he would have threw a touchdown in the first if he would have thrown that first drive touchdown and any of the other field goals that we had here, it wouldn't be the game. Derek Carr leaving points on the field because all he can do is get field goals.
And the Raiders have the football. Picture 2 is the Cardinals versus Raiders. We have the football in overtime. This is obviously the drive that Renfro fumbled the football.
Yeah, but it's always he just throws that last nugget in there, right? This is the drive that Renfro fumbled the football, right? Not the fact that Derek Carr almost threw a pick 6 on a poorly thrown ball to Devontae Adams over the middle. No, we're not going to talk about that because if that had been intercepted, we wouldn't have this tweet. You can't cover that shit up. But somebody else fumbling the ball after Derek Carr puts him in a hospital pass 2 consecutive times in a row, Derek Carr throws him into a hospital pass, and we can't even get him back for like weeks because Derek Carr has had him concussed multiple times in his career already. And how many other players have been concussed by Derek Carr? Let's just, go down the laundry list. Waller's been concussed. Renfro's been concussed. Crabtree's been concussed. Cooper's been concussed. Seth Roberts been concussed. I can't, I'm pretty sure other people I don't even remember have been concussed. I swear, this guy throws people multiple hospital passes. Just this year, Waller's been put in hospital passes multiple times. So I don't blame him for not wanting to be put over the middle and ruin his career just to save the white quarterback again, right? The guy matters. His life matters. So I understand why he doesn't want to play with that fucking excuse-ridden. Well, I can't imagine Christian white nationalists. That's the only reason. The ones that sit there and paint wings on Derek Carr's back. Those guys, the ones that are just sitting there screaming for the Christian nationalist movement. That's like, I'm a Christian, but those people don't represent Christianity at all, right? Those are like the golden calf people, the weird people that just like worship idols. And Derek Carr is just another idol to worship. I do not worship those idols. So, and I'm not going to impose my beliefs on anyone else, right? That's just not my position. Who the hell cares what I believe? So that's the only reason why I think he's there. Waller don't want to take them hospital passes. No one wants to do that. Derek Carr's terrible at throwing. He throws too far, too short, too far in front, too far behind, in the dirt. He's just no anticipation. He's bad. In this game, we scored 20 points, 2 quarters again, right? We only scored 2 quarters out of it, right? And the other 2, Carr disappeared again. And almost cost us the game at the end with an interception that was dropped by the defender, right? Like, missed me on this shit. It was almost 5-0.
But we still had the football. The next drive, the Raiders, 2 points.
The next drive. No, it's not the next drive. Next game. We'll correct you, Rubber Lips. And let me tell you something. Derek Carr was exposed in this game by Dan Orlovsky for missing reads. And as Dan Orlovsky hypothesized, it was on purpose. Now, I'm not in the camp of it's on purpose, because if it is on purpose, the only person getting sabotaged is Derek Carr by himself, if it's on purpose. Because I know Josh McDaniels is not calling bad plays. They're open, right? And it's not the organization. The plays are there. Derek Carr is just not making them. So unless Derek Carr's under direct orders to play bad, then he's just bad. Because I don't believe that anyone would be like, yeah, play bad. Derek Carr's career depends on playing good, right? He's on the hot seat. Why would he play bad on purpose? So that I'm not in that camp. I think he's just bad. Derek Carr hasn't been good. He's consistently shown this problem, not just this year. So Dan Orlovsky points out to me that he's just not going through his reads. So he's exposed for being a fraudulent starting quarterback in the NFL who can't get past his first read, and panics under pressure. Doesn't throw with any anticipation. Doesn't throw any fucking timing routes properly. I mean, he threw this ball right here behind Waller. Like, this safety bites down on the under by Devontae, bites up, leaving the back end of the safety back into the end zone open because the safety cleared, and he throws it behind Waller over here instead of up here. Right? It's over here. He threw it over here. It would have been a touchdown walk-in, no problem. Or not, I mean, a 2-point to tie, no problem. But what about the other field goals that he fucking missed in here? And what about the other touchdowns that he, you know what I mean? I'm just, come on. All these points Derek Carr leaves out on the field, and you're gonna blame shit on Waller or the refs or the coach? The fuck is wrong with you people?
Point conversion. We're down by 2 points. If we get the 2-point conversion, this game goes into overtime.
And you don't even know if you're gonna win, but you post this 5-0 fucking shit in bad faith as if you know what the outcome was. Right.
Most likely, right?
Most likely, exactly, because you're the total authority on sports odds. Thank God you're not running Vegas.
The final game against the Chiefs, the most recent game, 30-29. We have the football with like a minute or two left,
and he still failed. He still fucking failed. He still fucking failed, and he's gonna blame it on. He is gonna blame it on Devontae. Why he didn't get that ball down, right? Get out of here. What about the 5 fucking drives where there's 3 field goals and 2 punts, right? 2 punts and 3 field goals. Out of a possible 30 points, we get 9. But y'all gonna complain about one pitiful extra point we didn't do. Really? Not the fucking 21 points Derek Carr left on the field during regulation. Not that much. 21 points left on the field by Derek Carr. Only walking away with 9 out of possible 30. But by golly, we're going to blame it on that extra point we didn't do. It's just like, I don't understand. Every drive is a drive to win. They're not throwaway drives. People, they're not, you can't just discount them because they went and punted. You have to still count them as possible points, opportunities to score. You can't just discount them. And that's what these guys on YouTube try to get you to do. Discount the failed drives by these guys. Every drive is a possible 6 points. Out of 6 points, what did Derek Carr walk away with? 0. Okay. Out of 6 points, what did it? 0. Out of 6, what did it? 3. Out of 6, 3. Out of 6, 3. This is not good enough. He's not, if you average, it's not even 50, he wouldn't even pass a fucking exam with that percentage. You know what I mean? It's absurd how people buy into this crap. It's not real. You people who are Derek Carr fans aren't Raider fans. You're in a cult. And nothing anybody could say to you is going to change your mind. What could Derek Carr do on a field, in a game, live on TV, that would make you say, fuck you, Derek Carr, get the fuck out of here? Is there anything? Is there anything? No. No, there is not. That means you are a bad faith actor in this space and you're not a real fan. You're a Carr cult fanatic.
My point is this: the Raiders have been that close in all four of their losses.
That is results orientated thinking. It doesn't get you anywhere. It discounts all the previous plays and it gets you to ignore the reality. Derek Carr puts you in positions where you had to be this close and behind, right? And now you're hoping the guy who failed you to get you to that point is going to save you from that point. It's horrible logic.
Like they've basically been right there in all four of their losses. This team could be 5-0.
let's let's hear that again. Hold up a second. I got to hear this again. What are we at?
Four of their losses.
Get ready.
This team could be 5-0. A lot of people in the comments did start saying like, if we've had the ball and we lost four times, doesn't that mean the quarterback just sucks and that we need a new quarterback? And yeah, technically you can look at it that way.
Technically, you can look at it that way. Technically, you can look at it that way. Get ready for that Copium and Hopium being jammed to that rusty needle. He's got it packed in real deep.
But you can also be a little bit more realistic and say, the Devontae Adams catch on the sideline, the fact that Devontae Adams ran the wrong route the next play and he ran into Hunter Renfrow. Then you can look at the Cardinals game and say, well, technically Renfrow didn't do his part because he fumbled the football. You can look at least two of the four losses and say it wasn't on Derek Carr, right? You can say that at least two of the four.
Oh my God. There's no way. There's no way he just put that on Renfrow and Devontae Adams. There's no way he just put that on Renfrow and Devontae Adams. That is absolutely absurd. Derek Carr threw two hospital passes to Renfrow. And he scored no points in the second half against that team. You're going to score that had 3 points against that. I swear to God, bro. 3 points in one half versus the 20 in the first half. Give me a break, Derek Carr. Give me a break. Just fucking this face says it all. Where's my hockey helmet? You went pee in your pool. Yay. Right. This guy, I'm not really sure, man. Did you sit on a nuclear weapon warhead and the radiation just melted your insides out and you're nothing more than a slab of meat with eyeballs now? I mean, honestly, are all these people just going to keep doing this, giving you your hopium and copium and not giving anybody any honest fucking truth? Stupid.
Now, the Titans game, you can say, okay, Carr maybe should have made another
No, Carr's terrible.
play here or there.
Here or there, oh yeah.
In a different manner,
Yeah.
right? But at the end of the day, it always comes down to the fact that sometimes things just don't work out.
Yep, just like your fucking YouTube career, Sanji. It's fucking not working out. It's not covering the bills. Tough break, buddy. Anyways, I've been your host, Rick Grimes. This is another The Real Honest Raiders production. And everybody have a great day out there. Except for car fans. Get bent. I've got some handlebars you can weld to your socks. Hold on tight, pal. It's coming.